So wait, you're saying that you were only having sex with one other man other than Mr. Jordan?
Just one time in April, and then I found out I was pregnant in June.
You're talking to a girl,
yes,
meaning you all are having a casual sexual relationship or whatever you all doing at that point.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Heim has been spinning some web of lies for a while now, and the web has now caught two men. One of the men, Mr. Jordan, is in court today, angry with Ms. Heim, and he's demanding a DNA test for her 2-year-old daughter, saying he was tricked into signing her birth certificate. Ms. Heim claims another man could be the father. The man in question is waiting outside the courtroom. Which of the men will be free from Ms. Heim's web of lies?
She tricked me into thinking that the other guy had done got a paternity test on Caitlyn.
Ms. Heim says during her relationship with Mr. Jordan, she only had sex with one other man, and it was a one-time deal. Interesting. She admits to fooling around with this same man for about 7 years, but she never got pregnant until she started sleeping with Mr. Jordan. Well, it was within her window of conception. How is she so sure that Mr. Jordan is the father and not the other guy? What is she not telling the court?
When we were together, and I had sex with him one time, but we've been messing around for 7 years, and I never became pregnant.
Ms. Heim burst into tears, saying it was upsetting to her that her daughter's paternity was in question. Maybe, just maybe, she shouldn't have slept with another man. Mr. Jordan looks on, no emotion on his face. He's definitely not moved by her tears. He was a man on a mission. Ms. Heim says that her daughter feels neglected, starved of a father's love. Mr. Jordan cuts in, saying that was not the case, that the child felt loved every time he was around.
And it's because you feel like they're lying on you? Because Mr. Jordan says you consistently lie. What are you feeling?
Hurt.
Mr. Jordan says he was there throughout the duration of the pregnancy. He never left Ms. Heim's side. He was there for all the late-night cravings. He was also there for the child's birth. He wanted to be a better person for the child. He says everything went wrong during an altercation with a family member. The family member says to Ms. Heim's face why she hasn't told Mr. Jordan he was not the father to her child. The whole courtroom gasped.
I was there to get up out my sleep at night to go get pickles and ice cream. That's what I was doing, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I never grew up with my parents.
Mr. Jordan says the family member tells him that there was evidence to back up the claims, and they started pulling out their phones. Ms. Heim, with a long face, says that her family is messy. Mr. Jordan says they showed him pictures of his supposed daughter having moments with another guy. He submitted the evidence to the courtroom. He says he was shocked beyond words.
You can say whatever, but as she was saying it, she pulls out the phone, and she started showing me I could pull it up. I ain't gotta lie.
One of the pieces of evidence submitted by Mr. Jordan was a picture of his daughter with the other guy. Mr. Jordan says there was a resemblance between the man and his daughter. He says he has no idea who the man was. Ms. Heim says it was the man she had sex with that one time. What? There were jeers all over the courtroom.
And as you can see right here, Your Honor, like I don't like to say people look alike, but I'm like, yo, it's a lot of resemblance.
Ms. Heim admits that on that particular occasion where that photograph was taken, she was the one that took her daughter over to see the other man. Good heavens, she insists that it was just that one time. Mr. Jordan objects. The judge presses her with further questions, trying to know what her deal with the other man was. Ms. Heim started going around in circles. She did not say anything that was concrete.
What your family members got to do with my daughter on another man's lap?
Right, that's what I want to know.
I didn't say.
How did she get over there? Did you take her over there?
That time I did on that couch.
The other man, Mr. Knight, was called to the stands to give his version of events. He says he believes that he's the father of the child. Wow. He says when Ms. Heim told him she was pregnant, he knew, because she told him Mr. Jordan couldn't get her pregnant. Ms. Heim objects, saying that Mr. Knight was lying, that she only told him she was pregnant. Nothing more. Mr. Knight says that was not what he heard. Who could be lying?
Where you put in a caption that this is me and my baby Kate, where you are referring to this little girl as your daughter.
Yes.
Mr. Knight says Ms. Heim told him that she let somebody else sign the birth certificate, but she will fix it when she gets home to him. What? Everyone, including the judge, was stunned. Mr. Knight tells Ms. Heim to tell the truth because it will still be revealed, that there was no need to lie. Mr. Jordan looks on, vindicated but hurt. His head was spinning with all the revelations. Only the DNA results can help him.
The biological father is Mr. Jordan. Mr. Jordan, you are Caitlyn's biological father. Mr. Black, you say you're here today to finally prove that you are not the biological father of 4-month-old Javion Black.
Yes, Your Honor.
Once lovers, now sworn enemies, Mr. Black comes to court determined to cut all ties. He wants his name stripped from Miss Rockmore's 4-month-old son, denying any fatherly role. Miss Rockmore is disgusted by what she sees as his endless attempts to escape responsibility. Even Mr. Black's mother has appeared in court, but will she defend her son or side with the child? What drove this bitter clash? Could the shadow of Miss Rockmore's ex, still lingering in the picture, be the reason?
When I was getting to know her, her ex was still involved, and I believe he still got something to do with her while we was trying to get to know each other, and I don't know what they had going on, but I mean, that's one of my doubts.
Miss Rockmore testified that she slept with Mr. Black the very day they met, driven by strong attraction. She says it shouldn't have happened, but insisted she wasn't involved with anyone else at the time. No other partners, no relationships. Mr. Black's face betrayed his disbelief, but he chose to remain silent.
We got to know each other a little better on that evening, and then we exchanged, we had sexual contact later on that night.
Same night you saw her walking
Yes,
around the
ma'am.
parking lot?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Black spoke up, saying doubt crept in because Miss Rockmore's ex was still around during their relationship. He claims he personally saw the man, once passing by during a conversation, and later escorting her to the store. He said he knew this was her ex because Miss Rockmore herself told him so. Interesting development.
That period of time, I seen her ex involved with her, and so, I mean, I don't know if she's capable of having
So
sex
you
with me.
said you saw her with her ex?
Yes, ma'am. He walked past me while I was at her house talking to her, and he went and took her to the store.
Judge Lauren pressed him. If he hadn't seen the ex doing anything more than walking and going to the store, why assume infidelity? Mr. Black replies that no man stays in a woman's life without expecting something in return. His suspicion, he claimed, was only common sense. Well, you can't argue with that logic. Maybe he's speaking from experience.
And so when you were talking, was this during the window of conception? Because you were doing more than talking since you standing here now.
Miss Rockmore recalled the moment she learned she was pregnant. The first person she told was her mother, who went with her to see a doctor. After leaving the appointment, she phoned Mr. Black with the news, but he dismisses her claims until she presents a sonogram as proof.
So now, Ms. Rockmore, at some point you find out you're pregnant.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
And when you find out you're pregnant, who do you tell?
The first person that I told was my mom, and that's because she went to the doctor with me. As soon as I left the doctor, I called Mr. Black to let him know that I was pregnant.
Mr. Black then submitted a calendar as evidence. Marked on it were the dates of their encounters, the day he left, and when she later informed him of her pregnancy. He argued that based on those dates, he could not be the father. Judge Lauren studied the calendar carefully, pointing out how close the dates really were, and concluded that he very well could be responsible. The courtroom erupted in applause.
So you believe there's no way based on this calendar that you are the father?
Yes, ma'am. Ain't no way I can be the father at all.
Mr. Black coldly admitted their relationship was only about sex. It was supposed to be a one-time fling. The whole courtroom gasped in shock. He says the baby was an accident, maybe even a blessing, but not his responsibility. Judge Lauren asks if he had supported the child in any way. Miss Rockmore answered firmly, no, he had not.
She put my name on a hospital birth certificate. She gave him my name. I'm just doubtful all over, Your Honor. I mean, all I really wanted to do in the beginning was have sex anyway.
Then came a powerful twist. Mr. Black's own mother, Miss Black, was called to testify. With a harsh voice, she condemned her son for dragging Ms. Rockmore to court. She declared, "That's your child." The courtroom burst into applause. She says she believed without a doubt the boy was her grandchild and insisted her son step up. The applause thundered again.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I'm his mom, and I am very disappointed and I'm outraged that he would go this far to bring this young lady to court to prove that's his son.
Miss Black says she already had a bond with the baby, and her love for him was unquestionable. Mr. Black says he felt betrayed that his mother wasn't on his side. The courtroom jeered loudly. He argues the baby looked nothing like his 3 daughters, pointing out he already had a fiancée at home. His excuses only drew more outrage from the audience. Now, everything rested on one thing: the DNA results.
Mr. Black, you are the father.
All right. Okay. All right.
Miss Torrey. Torrey and Ms. Henderson, you have both entered the court today with cases against the defendant, Mr. Goodson. You have joined together because you, Ms. Torrey, claim the defendant is denying he is the father of your 2 kids.
Life, they say, is full of surprises. You never know what surprise you'll pull out. But for Miss Torrey and Ms. Henderson, the surprise was far from sweet. Both women stand in court, each claiming Mr. Goodson is the father of their children. Mr. Goodson flatly denies both accusations, insisting he bears no responsibility. The question is, are these women lying, or is Mr. Goodson hiding the truth?
Okay. Additionally, you state Ms. Henderson slept with you and your cousin in the same time frame, and therefore you can't be sure
Which was a lie.
her daughter is yours.
Miss Henderson took the stand and told her story. She says she met Mr. Goodson's cousin on a chat line one day. The cousin arrived in a white truck with Mr. Goodson sitting in the back seat, staring at her. Just an hour later, Mr. Goodson himself called, saying he wanted to see her. That meeting ended with him pulling up in a stolen car. What? The entire courtroom gasped in disbelief.
Or whatever. He in the back car, like, looking at me like, ooh, he wanted me or whatever. So we went to go take some drinks or whatnot, listening to music. They recording music, they rapping, and I'm singing on their songs or whatnot, having fun.
According to Miss Henderson, the police quickly intervened, ordering them out of the stolen vehicle. Mr. Goodson denied every word, but Miss Torrey chimed in, saying she believed Henderson's story because even Goodson's own mother once told her he stole quarters just to go see women. Wonderful. Ms. Henderson insisted she never knew the car was stolen. Goodson countered, saying this drama only happened because Henderson wanted to ditch his cousin for him.
He like, yeah, boo, I'm outside. Next thing you know, here come the police like, freeze, get out the car. I'm like, really? You came to pick me up in the stolen car?
Henderson revealed she became intimate with Goodson after he was released from jail for the stolen car incident. She says he picked her up, they got drunk, and had sex that same night. Their relationship continued for a year, unprotected. Goodson fired back, claiming she was with both him and his cousin. Ms. Henderson snapped back, denying that accusation. Tempers were flaring.
He called me like, can I come see you or whatnot? And I'm like, yeah. He came to see me again, but this time it was with his Caucasian homeboy and his son.
The cousin, Mr. Thomas, was called to the stand. He says his relationship with Ms. Henderson was strictly sexual, nothing more than a one-night stand. He confesses that either he or Goodson could be the father. Wow. Meanwhile, Miss Torrey recounted her own story. She says she met Goodson through one of her cousins. That same weekend, they ended up in bed together.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Thomas.
How you doing?
Now, Mr. Thomas, we need to understand, what was your relationship with Ms. Henderson?
It's just like a friendship, one-night thing, you know how it be. Some nights.
Oh my gosh.
Miss Torrey testifies that since the birth of her son, Goodson has repeatedly denied him. Goodson says he once liked Torrey, but claims she lies constantly. He accuses her of sneaking behind his back to sleep with other men. Torrey shot back immediately, saying he was the liar. Goodson doubled down, saying she used to flirt with men openly, so he returned the favor. An eye for an eye, it seems.
Mr. Goodson, just tell the court, what is going on?
Well, me and Andrea, I like Andrea very much, but I feel like she lied too much. Like, she lied.
I lie.
She'd tell me something, but she'd tell me like 6 months later or whatever.
Goodson escalated his claims, saying he even called one of these men, and the man flat out told him the child was his. He accused Torrey of being unfaithful throughout their relationship. Torrey dismissed it all, saying the man only lied to provoke Goodson. She swore she never asked him to say that.
I got in her phone one day, I called this dude in her phone, and then the dude answered the phone, he was like, we had changed some words with each other. And then he was like, yeah, this my son, that's why I take it.
Miss Torrey defended herself passionately. She says Goodson was insecure, always accusing her of cheating when she never had. She says she even tattooed his name on her neck to prove her loyalty. Why would she cheat after that? Goodson fires back, saying he also tattooed her name on himself. What a chaotic duo.
2 kids that you claim he's not taking care of.
Right.
Why do you think he's denying?
Because look at him. He always, I don't know, he got insecurities. He been saying I've been cheating ever since we met each other.
Were you cheating?
No.
The court then hears from Mr. Goodson's mother, Ms. Anderson. She shocks everyone by revealing that Goodson's father had 17 children. The courtroom gasped. She says she believed both women's kids could be her grandchildren. She says she wanted her son to turn his life around, to be better than his father, and to finally step up. But she also pitied the women, because her son had no job. Only the DNA results can save them.
Mr. Goodson, you are the father. In the case of Torrey versus Goodson. Mr. Goodson, you are the father. In the case of Henderson versus Goodson, and whether or not you, Mr. Goodson, or your cousin is the father, Lazasia, Mr. Goodson, you are the father.
Yeah.
Mr. Pace, you say you will be crushed today if DNA results reveal you are not the biological father of your son, Prince.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Pace entered Judge Lauren's courtroom, scars still fresh on his back, but his wounds ran deeper than flesh. He was here to uncover the truth about his young son's paternity. The betrayal? His own best friend, Mr. Randolph, could be the father. Miss Fobbs, his girlfriend, sat heavy with regret, her eyes cast low. And yet, across the room, Mr. Randolph wore no shame at all. The question lingered, will Mr. Pace heal or rip open an even greater wound?
Pace?
Yes.
So what's at stake for you and your family today?
Well, what's at stake would be, I would say, 3 relationships. The relationship that I have with Miss Fobbs, as well as the relationship that I have with Mr. Randolph, also the relationship that I have with Prince.
Mr. Pace explains how his life changed after meeting Miss Fobbs. She quickly moved in with him and his closest friend, Mr. Randolph. It wasn't long before she became pregnant, forcing Mr. Pace to leave with her and build a home of their own. Miss Fobbs admits her lapse in judgment, insisting it happened only once with Mr. Randolph. Her reasoning? Loneliness in the dark, while Mr. Pace worked long nights. How convenient.
We went out on a few dates. We kind of bonded real quick. She ended up moving in with me and Mr. Randolph. Shortly after her moving in, she became pregnant.
Miss Fobbs confesses again, calling her encounter with Mr. Randolph the worst mistake of her life. She swore she never meant to wound Mr. Pace, only that suspicion and jealousy clouded her thoughts. Mr. Pace, a nightclub promoter, was surrounded by women every evening, fueling her insecurities. Though she admits there were trust issues, she firmly denied cheating outside that one night. But for Mr. Pace, the damage was already done.
The situation with me and Randolph was a mistake, a big mistake, the worst mistake I think I ever made, because I've never intentionally set out to hurt Byron in any way.
Then came the breaking point. During a heated argument, Miss Fobbs dropped the bombshell. Mr. Randolph, Mr. Pace's best friend, could be the father of his son. Shockwaves echoed through the courtroom. Judge Lauren had to ask again, unable to believe her ears. Mr. Pace confirms it. His son was just 2.5 years old when the truth surfaced. His voice trembled with betrayal as the audience gasped.
We were actually in a heated argument at the time that it occurred, but it kind of just got blurted out to me that Mr. Randolph could be a potential father for Prince.
Mr. Pace recalls the moment he confronted his best friend. He paused before meeting him, knowing rage could consume him if he didn't. The audience erupted in applause at his restraint. Instead, he demanded answers and proposed a DNA test to end the torment. Mr. Randolph confessed, admitting he had slept with Miss Fobbs. The friendship they once shared shattered in that instant.
I wanted to meet with him face to face to find out what's going on, but I did take a few hour break as far as before we met, because I didn't want to do anything out of anger.
The spotlight shifted to Mr. Randolph. His defense? A drunken haze. He says both he and Miss Fobbs were intoxicated the night it happened. He painted a picture of lonely nights, of Miss Fobbs searching clubs for Mr. Pace and returning home unsteady. Those late-night conversations soon spiraled into something more. He says he couldn't recall if protection was used.
Well, to answer that, Your Honor, I wasn't in the right state of mind. We both was intoxicated. You know, he was out promoting clubs, and she used to come home from the club intoxicated.
Both Mr. Randolph and Ms. Fobbs swore it was only one encounter, but Mr. Pace's face burned with pains. Once was more than enough. The audience applauded his resolve. He says his heart was torn between fear and confusion, especially with the DNA verdict hanging over his head. Mr. Randolph submitted a photograph, pointing to the resemblance between himself and the child. The tension only grew thicker.
Was it only one time?
Honestly, that I can recall, yes.
Well,
That's it, just one time.
One time is one time too many for me.
Miss Fobbs admits she could have handled things differently. The secret weighed heavily on her until she finally confessed, though her timing left scars. Her son was now 4, but she insists she had revealed the truth when he was just 2. Mr. Pace corrected her sharply. It was 2.5 years. Still, Miss Fobbs pleaded for stability. She wanted her son to have a father, something she herself never had. medicine after death.
Maybe it wasn't the right approach for me to give it to him at that way, but I just feel like now we're at the point of no return, so I have to do what I have to do.
So you say it was weighing heavy on you?
Yes.
Miss Fobbs says that her son only knew Mr. Randolph as uncle, while Mr. Pace was firmly his father figure. She begs for it to remain that way. Mr. Pace agrees there was no hate between them as adults, but he made it clear paternity was the only battleground. Miss Fobbs professed her lingering love, vowing she wanted to mend their broken relationship. Only one truth could settle this, the one truth being the DNA results.
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Pace, you are not his father. Continuing on with the next result. Mr. Randolph, you are not. Ms. Shank, you claim that when your daughter Serenity turned 2, Mr. Robinson began to doubt paternity.
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Shank admits to cheating with a close friend, casting doubt over her daughter's paternity. Mr. Robinson, once fully present in the child's life, begins to withdraw after learning of the betrayal. Now he hopes the DNA results will confirm what his heart still wants to believe, that Serenity is his. If the test goes his way, perhaps he can reclaim the bond he once had with his daughter. But will these two parents find a way to rebuild that trust?
Well, Your Honor, up to 2 years of Serenity's life, I was there for her. And Mrs. Shank, about 5 months, she was 5 months pregnant. She told me that I may not be her father.
Mr. Robinson tells the court Miss Shank confessed to sleeping with a friend of his. Shocking. She admits she wasn't sure who the father was, though she claimed to have used protection. But one night, one broken condom, and one reckless decision brought chaos into their lives. Miss Shank breaks down in tears, insisting she came clean out of guilt.
She told you she was pregnant, you believed her. You said, okay, and I'm there.
Yes, ma'am.
Doctor's appointments, everything.
Yes, ma'am, I was there.
And then about 5 months, what happened?
She told me that she had slept with a friend of mine and didn't know if I was the father or if he was the father.
Miss Shank insists it happened only once, but once is enough to make a baby. She says she confessed 5 months into the pregnancy, but Mr. Robinson says otherwise. He had gone through her phone and discovered a shocking message to her cousin. In it, she admitted there was a 50-50 chance he wasn't the father. So, was her confession honest? Or was she simply trapped in her own web of lies?
Was it just one time with the other guy?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, when you finally decided to tell Mr. Robinson the truth, fill me in on that, because Mr. Robinson says he was there for you. He was going to doctor's appointments. He thought he was having a child.
Miss Shank claims she replayed the events in her head and realized the odds were uncertain. The judge presses her. At what point did she truly believe it was 50-50? She says it was only after deep reflection, but doubt lingered over her words. Mr. Robinson, despite the pain, reveals he still stood by her side during the pregnancy. The entire courtroom could feel the weight of his loyalty, even through betrayal. What a man.
It didn't add up. It didn't add up, Your Honor.
What do you mean it didn't add up? It did add up because you wouldn't have written that text if you didn't think that.
The condom broke when I slept with.
Mr. Robinson reminds the court his name is on the birth certificate. He took responsibility and cared for the child as if there was no question at all, but he began pulling away after hearing she planned to test the other man, and not him. The entire courtroom gasped in disbelief at this revelation. Miss Shank admits she tried to test the other man, but couldn't even find him. Who would have thought?
Through her whole pregnancy, I was there through her birth, the birth certificate, my name is on it.
And then now you have this beautiful little girl, and you step up and you're her father.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Shank then says something even more shocking. When the child was born, she didn't resemble Robinson. Instead, she believed the baby looked like the other man. Gasps filled the room. She notes that her older child with Robinson is his spitting image, but now she accuses him of treating the children differently. She says Robinson showers his son with love, but shows little affection for Serenity.
So when my daughter was first born, she didn't look anything like him. She looked just like the other man.
Oh. And so, as Mr. Robinson was bonding with the baby, really stepping up to the plate as father,
she recalls the day Robinson and his mother came to pick up their son. Serenity was left behind, crying as her brother was taken without her. She says whenever Serenity tries to speak with Robinson on the phone, her brother intervenes. He tells her cruelly, "That's not your daddy." Even the judge was stunned. How could a child even know such details?
Even sometimes when my son talks to his father on the phone, and after he gets off, Serenity says, I want to talk to daddy, and my son says, that's not your daddy.
How would a child know to tell another child that's not your father?
Miss Shank's mother, Miss Donna, is called to the stand. She declares she is here to stand by her daughter no matter what. The courtroom applauds her strength as she begins to speak. She admits she understands Robinson's distance. She's lived through a similar experience. Her greatest fear is that Serenity will suffer the same pain her own son once endured.
And I'm here today to support my daughter. I totally understand why Mr. Robinson pulled away from my daughter Serenity, granddaughter Serenity.
Miss Donna explains that when Serenity was born, she too saw no resemblance to Robinson. But now, as the child grows, she sees his features emerging more clearly. Still, she insists resemblance isn't enough to silence doubt. Even Robinson admits at times he sees himself in the little girl's face. But the judge cuts in. Only DNA results can bring closure to this painful chapter.
In the case of Shank versus Robinson, when it comes to 2-year-old Serenity Shank, Jamario Robinson is her father.